Alright, YouTube, so we are back, of course, to talk about some Final Fantasy XVI. It feels like it's been a while since we talked about this game. We have a pretty interesting update today, actually a pretty important update, and it's actually that 16's basic development and scenario production have already been completed. And this isn't speculation, rumor, or like a post on 4chan or Reddit about a guy who's friends with a guy who's friends with a guy. Like, this is actually confirmed by Square Enix themselves on their career page where they're trying to hire people to help work on Final Fantasy XVI. And this was shared to us by Gamatsu yesterday, and I'm just going to read over the Google Translated page because it's obviously in Japanese, because it's actually surprisingly good. Usually Google Translate is absolute garbage. And also because the post itself isn't super long, but let's hop right into it. Final Fantasy XVI is undergoing large-scale development for release as a title for PS5. In particular, we're looking for the final staff to create the world of Final Fantasy XVI together with us, such as creating various stages and fields, large-scale cutscenes, and creating character actions. The challenge for the next generation is a tough road, but we are waiting for applications from those with high aspirations, such as improving their careers and providing works to the global market. Please lend us your help. Basic development and scenario production have already been completed, and we are continuing to create large-scale resources and build boss battles while expanding various development tools. In addition, most staff work remotely. The resource production pipeline is undergoing major changes for the next generation. It is attractive to support this pipeline and own your next generation HD game production skills, gain experience, and expand your career. In addition, especially in action production and map production, there's still room for incorporating your own ideas, so we're waiting for applications from those who have such a challenging spirit. And lastly, it says, we are looking for people who have experience in action games and people who have experience in producing high-quality graphics for HD games. This is a particularly rewarding task for those who are greedy for their career advancement. Environment production, cutscene production assistants, animators, VFX, etc. are being recruited with particular emphasis. That might just be the best Japanese Google Translate I've ever seen. Usually it's hot garbage, and we've looked at it quite a bit over the years talking about remake and stuff. For once, it sounded relatively normal. But yeah, this definitely adds to the conversation of the game being further along than what people think, but at the same time, it still seems like there's development to be done. Like, they say basic development's done, not, full development's done. And they're talking about still needing to make boss battles, large-scale resources. They're talking about still, bringing in people to work on the map, and they can incorporate their own ideas into making the map. And not even that, in the exact same quote, they talk about, action production. So I'm assuming something like combat, people can be brought in to kind of incorporate their own ideas to it, which would mean that maybe, combat isn't entirely done either. I don't know exactly. If you watch the trailer in the background, it seems like the game's pretty far along, because we know that this trailer was captured in-game. It's not just like a cinematic trailer. They booted it up on a PC and captured all of this to make this trailer for us. But again, it is a trailer, so maybe they polished all of this that we're seeing, and there's still a lot to be done on the game. When you say basic development's done, to me, what I picture in my head, and I don't exactly know what it is, because I'm not a video game developer, but what I picture is that maybe they have all the assets done for the game. They have all the towns, locations, whatever, all built, but they haven't added the detail to it or something along. That's what I picture in my head. I don't even know if that's what it is. They also say that the scenario production is complete, which I believe would be the story and the writing for the game, and that's good that it's done. But wouldn't that kind of add to the conversation that the game's actually not super far along if they're just now finishing the story? I don't think Final Fantasy XVI is super far away from us, but if they're, just now finishing basic development, just now finishing the writing, and they're trying to hire people to come in and help work on the game, I don't know if 2021 is a feasible time frame for the game, but I guess that remains to be seen. And also, as they point out on this article or posting or whatever, that most of the development staff is working remotely, which obviously adds to the time as well. By the way, my dudes, that is pretty much the video. I want to give you guys an update for Final Fantasy XVI, and if basic development being done means the game's super far along, let me know. I don't know fucking video game development jargon. But at the very least, it does sound like the game is coming along nicely. Either way, my dudes, that is the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. We'll stay more Final Fantasy XVI content. Out of breath. Turn on my notifications. Follow me on Twitter at dashingdavid. I'm a Discord. Links to my social networks are in the description and in the outro. Later, guys.
Used to care what people thought, but now I care more, and nobody out here's got it figured out. So therefore, I've lost all hope of a happy ending, depending on whether or not it's worth it. So insecure, no one's perfect. We spend it with no shame. We blow that like Coltrane. We in here like Rogaine, or leave it like Cobain.